Good morning, good evening, wherever, whenever that you may be tuning in. This is Yonks with Triple Win Foundation, and we are now live. This is our fourth working group that we have been working towards integrating into the DAO ecosystem that we're building out here. So got lots of agenda, and join with me today. We've got Blur's Day, Mrs. Yonks, and Amy. And wanted to start off, and this is one of the things that wanting to get better at. And here is, we do all of our, or are starting to do all of our stuff, is probably more accurate. And this is actually, and I'm glad that I brought this up here, because this is Han from Guild.xyz, and he reached out to us and really excited. We've got some agenda coming up on here for Guild.xyz, but I was going to bring this conversation from a private thread into a public one. And this is one of the things that we're going to be having some conversations about here in April, is our Discord rework as far as integrating and making it easier for how that we're building this DAO ecosystem here at 3Win DAO Triple Win Foundation. But anyway, what I was going to do, it was out in the live stream channel, which is under the text channels, as I was going to, in pinata.cloud. That's the service that we also have on our agenda to talk about. Thanks for sharing that link in there, Blurs. And here is, I'm actually just going to ping, did we get, let's see what the notification went out with. So it went out to here. Okay, so I'm not going to do another one. So agenda for today's working group. And I do love the live stream channel. This is utilizing the Restream bot. And if you are watching us on the live stream, either via YouTube, Facebook, whatever the case may be, please comment on the whatever channel that you may be watching on. But anyway, getting back to our agenda. So this is one of the things that we're using Notion, and this is one of the things that we're getting better at using Notion. And this is actually a templated agenda that, again, it's an ongoing work in progress. So I'm actually going to reorder this, and where I wanted to provide an open invitation for people to contribute here within 3Win DAO, the Triple Win Foundation ecosystem. We build in public, and we've got a great team. I'm so thankful for Blur's Day, Amy, and of course, Mrs. Yonks, my superpower. They have been regularly contributing for months, back until we really launched Retoken in August, September of 2021. And we've really laid a solid foundation, and that's grown again into the Triple Win Foundation. Not going to go into details on that right now, but let me go ahead and refresh this agenda, because I have the Notion page. This is actually an incognito window, and this is me again wanting to be respectful of the information and the privacy of like email addresses for the contributors within the team. So one of the things that we have been working on here is implementing D-Work. And D-Work is a task management and bounty board system. So one of the things that we have done historically here at Retoken is provide some additional Retoken compensation for people that are contributing as far as preparing the agenda. Like, the agenda that we're working off of here today, it doesn't prepare itself. And that's one of the things that we created this task. And this is an embed here of the task on D-Work. And let me actually, and this is one of the reasons that I love Notion, is that you can do some cool stuff like this. But instead of actually looking at the embed, let's actually go to D-Work. And I'll just start off by going to the homepage of D-Work, dwork.xyz. I'll throw this in the live stream chat here for everybody as well. Hey, I see your ticket showed up, so fabulous. Yeah, it does take a little while, I think, to show up in OpenSea, and it was fabulous. And there's me overusing the word fabulous,
I was just about to call you out on that.
So no, I do have some self-awareness, so thank you for that. But we were having a little bit of conversation just to bring things full circle here before we went live about Blur's Day, who just minted his token, his NFT for Blockchain Bootcamp utilizing RETOKEN. And we currently have a limited window of opportunity for people to do that here on, I think I have the page right here, ret.team. This is our new homepage for RETOKEN, the real estate DAO. And I'm going to put in on the live stream chat, limited opportunity as in for a few hours limited. And the reason that this is a limited opportunity, we spoke about that earlier this week, but we're utilizing this, as far as I'm aware of, there's not the technical capability to have two different prices using NFT or using unlocked protocol. We'll go into more details about that here later today. Today, for those that hold 250 RETOKEN to acquire. And the way that we're setting this up is we're really setting it up to be a no-brainer for people, because one of the things, we don't want people to have a loss like the people that have contributed. And the way that we have done the tokenomics for RETOKEN, like during this working group today, the people that are participating on the Zoom, myself, Blur's Day, Mrs. Yonks, and Amy, are being rewarded 50 RETOKEN for our 2-hour working group. And this is something that we have done basically since we launched the social token, RETOKEN. It's a Polygon token. Not going to go into details on that. But this is the first time that we've actually created some utility for RETOKEN, where it's able to do something, because this ticket, this NFT ticket, we're going to flip the switch on, maybe even today during our working group, to 97 USDC, which is basically, it's a $97 for the ticket for Blockchain Bootcamp for real estate, which is coming up on April 23rd. So, but again, we've got that on our website, and I'm just now hitting enter on that to go into there. And again, we'll talk more about that. And I'm glad that it shows up here like this. And this is one of the things that we just installed, a plugin, Yoast, and we'll be talking about WordPress plugins. So this is on a WordPress site. And so anyway, I like how that previews now in the, like on a Discord link, for example. But anyway, that's just me making some observations. And welcome, Dax, to our working group here. If you haven't yet, Dax, go mint your ticket on ret.team, because we may even here during the, before the end of the live stream if we have time. But let me get back on track for the agenda. So the DWork task for today's agenda, this is where I was at, and here's dwork.xyz. I can't remember if I linked that. That's where I got off track. But here's the link for dwork.xyz. We are loving dwork.xyz. We are using that increasingly, and we used to use Trello for doing task management, and we started using Notion. Notion has that capability, but Notion I didn't really like for task management. I like a simpler system, and that's one of the things that do love about DWork is it's a pretty simple system. So here, this is RETOKEN, the real estate DAO board or organization. We have several boards, season 0. We're currently in season 0 until we do our regulation crowdfunding offering, which we have roadmapped for Q3. So anyway, in season 0, the bounty that I'm talking about here is the prepare agenda in Notion for today's working group. So, and this is where have rewarded 75 retoken, and this is consistent with what we have done in the past. And this is something that I would really like to have more people contribute. I don't want this agenda to be created only by myself. And that's one of the things that we will be talking more about. We've been holding a regular office hours and really hoping to see more collaborative efforts when we're not live, like during our working group or our community call, for creating written content. And then also, like, we found if things don't make it on the agenda, it's easy to not get them discussed. So anyway, I'm going to actually open this in the Retoken DAO. And this is one of the things that we have the opportunity as we are working on getting better as far as just from a process standpoint. That's one of the things that have been using right now from a workflow standpoint. One of the opportunities that we have is to start utilizing our multi-sig safe. DWork does inherently natively support using a Gnosis multi-sig safe. Right now, we've been using just a hot wallet, and the hot wallet is here on the Retoken DAO profile, and I probably need to log into this. This is another best practice that I would encourage people to utilize. We utilize LastPass for password management. Now, as we begin growing more into an organization, it may make sense to potentially look at LastPass for an organization. And do you have any experience with that, using it from an organization standpoint, Blurs?
Yeah, we use it at my company. It's great, but I mean, we can still share passwords without it. So we'd have to actually look at the functionality that we need. And I have no idea about the cost, because obviously the company pays for it. But that's how we manage passwords at my company, and it works really well. And at home, I use LastPass for families. So yeah, it's I've been using it since they first came out. It's awesome.
And we do use that as well, and it's something that we recommend, and it doesn't take too much. And again, do your own research as far as tools like that, but that's something that I was talking to Amy about as far as really implementing herself, because the opportunity, and one of the things is, like, we're obviously very crypto forward here. One thing that we do not recommend is to store your seed phrase in a cloud-based tool like LastPass. So just putting that out there. Don't put your seed phrase in the cloud at all. But passwords like the MetaMask password here, the MetaMask password is only locally significant. Somebody, in order to access this account, they would have to physically compromise my computer, which has the local, anyway, that's another conversation for another day as far as best practices. But anyway, getting back on track, we do use Retoken or a hot wallet right now. And like right now, this hot wallet has a large chunk of the Retoken. And that's one of the benefits too of like where we're at from a project standpoint. Right now, our social token, and it would be very easy if like this got compromised to reissue a new social token. We don't have a large distribution. I think that we have less than 60 token holders. Now, that's one of the things that will change, not necessarily from an ERC20 token standpoint, but one of the things that we'll talk about here later today is our NFT for Blockchain Bootcamp for real estate. We've already been talking a little bit about that already. But going here to our DWork page, and one of the things that's also great about DWork is that it does have some great integration within Discord. We still use Discord for a lot of our community stuff, and we're going to be talking more about that here later today, because we're actually going to be creating a new Discord role later on in our working group. But anyway, this is where I was wanting to go in and approve the working or the agenda here for today, and then actually duplicate this task. So again, right now I am on the retokendao.eth hot wallet. And this provides various capabilities. This is one of the best practices that we recommend as far as doing some DAO management. Not going to go into details on that. That's another conversation, a longer conversation itself. But anyway, what we're going to do right now is approve the agenda here for today. And then what happens is that this moves it over from the in review column to the done column. And this is where going to go actually through the process of clicking on pay. And that's, again, one of the things that we love about dWork is it greatly simplifies the like the rewarding of doing various tasks within our organization. So I'm going to go ahead and do pay, and you can see here 75 retoken. This functionality would look a little bit differently if we were using a Gnosis multi-sig safe for doing that. I'm going to just edit this real quick and bump this up to high. And again, the reason I'm bumping it up to high is Matic is increasingly congested, and it's super, super cheap from a cost standpoint to pay the additional high threshold on the gas. So anyway, and one of the things, and I'll show that here momentarily, but what we're going to do right now is we're actually going to duplicate this task, and that's using these little 3 dots up here, because this is a recurring task. Now, that would be one of the things that we should, Tyler, make a note to circulate back to Lannis and the other devs there, because like the ability to have a weekly recurring task, and that's one of the things where we're just working on getting better on. So anyway, we're going to duplicate this and then view on the duplicated task, and we're going to change it from week 13 to week 14. And then we're going to move it, and I don't know why that it created it in done. And this is, again, something that we should provide some feedback to Lonus on, because whenever it duplicates the task, it should make it go to do instead of the done column. So, and it should remove the assignee as well. So, and you can see here that this is the correct one. And that's one of the things that I think, Tyler, when you duplicated a task previously, there was a little bit of confusion on. So that's just, again, some feedback, live feedback of, because again, so now that this task is available, and one of the things here, this is, again, one of the opportunities for people, because we've got prepare the agenda in Notion. And this is one of the things that's great about dWork is that we can do some gating where, because with Notion, not everybody can today contribute to Notion. This is a manual workflow that we have, and that's by design, because we want that to be by design, because there's a licenses surrounded Notion. And then also we don't want anybody to just have full edit access on Notion as well. But anyway, so you can see down here, the only people that can actually claim this task are Notion contributors. And one of the things, again, I would really like us to get better as a team on collectively and collaboratively adding to our Notion. So here's the task, and this is one of the things I'm going to actually bring open my Notion app here right now. And this is one of the things, again, we've created some templates to make this easy. So this is all that we have to do. And this is our Notion over here. And we have, this is the homepage. We've got 3win.foundation, and I'll link that up here in our live stream. So our homepage, page for 3Win DAO is 3win.foundation, and it currently redirects to our Notion page. And let me just click through that link so that everybody can see it. And this is, again, our Notion page. And that's where I was at over here in the Notion app itself. So on going back to the agenda, and we've agenda and meeting notes, and been working quite a bit as far as getting this, and this is more just so that I can have some better organization for myself. So like right now, let's go ahead and create the agenda for next week's working group. So we're going to do that using this little arrow over here. and we've got our Sunday working group, and all that we have to do is click on that, and it creates our agenda there. And I'm going to actually go to the right here and copy this so that I can use the same and just slightly modify the title over here. So this will be working group number 5, and that'll be Sunday, the 10th of April. And that's all that I'm going to do right now on that. And I'm going to go ahead and add myself as a contributor. So let's see. I'm going to go ahead and put in the date here, include the time, and change this to Eastern Daylight Time. And that's a 3 p.m. is when on Sunday is when we are currently doing. We found historically that that's a great time. And this is one of the things, was having a conversation with Tyler before we went live. We have our meetup groups, and I'll actually bring that open in another window here real quick. And this is one of the things, as we are increasingly having conversations like we did here this last week. We put forward a soft Dow temperature check to expand into 3 new states, Tennessee, Texas, and Florida. And there's reasons why. And creating one of these meetup groups is a component of this. And this is one of the things that we need to potentially make a decision about, because right now on our expansion strategy, put forward doing a retoken meetup group. And one of the things, and let me open up a new tab here. It's I think retoken CO. Oops, copied the wrong thing. Let me put this link in the live stream too. Here is our, and I'm going to just call this our crypto 3-win DAO meetup.com group for Colorado. And we did launch a social token for this meetup group. That's the CO win. And again, have done very rudimentary tokenomics, similar to some retoken tokenomics on that, but that's another conversation for another day. What I was wanting to show here is our retoken Colorado. And the thoughts are right now, we've seen more. We've had this meetup group for 6 months, and it's reached 67 members organically. And that's one of the things, like, we haven't been super consistent on doing meetups here. And that's one of the things that's kind of an ongoing work in progress as far as figuring this shit out, if you will. And that's me being very candid on that, because everything that we're doing here is basically like one ongoing social experiment. I mean, this DAO space, the Web3 space, all of this is super new. Now, meetup groups aren't super new. One of the things that changed very dramatically over the last couple of years is meetup historically was only very, very local. Like, you couldn't even do online or virtual meetups within meetup.com. It was very, very hyper local. But with the pandemic, that changed everything. And, you know, but the thoughts are here to bring this full circle as far as me thinking out loud on our live stream. This meetup group that we just launched pretty recently, like within the last 60 days, within the last 4 to 6 weeks, maybe 8 weeks. I can't remember exactly when we launched this. I have to look at our POAP. I think I created a POAP, but anyway, this meetup group already has 78 members. So my thoughts are, is it may make more sense, because again, right now, in the next week or two, the opportunity for us to launch Texas, Tennessee, and Florida. We've already put that forward. Again, there's a cost associated. The cost associated with launching each meetup group is basically $180. It's $30 a month. And the way that Meetups is set up is they really bill for the first 6 months on the front side. So for us to launch a new meetup group is basically $180. And I think that and the thoughts are here too, with having this blockchain bootcamp for real estate, we only need to get 1 or 2 ticket sales out of this meetup group. And I like to think of these meetup groups as kind of like a funnel into what we're building here. But again, I'm gonna stop talking. I've been talking for a while and just let you all kind of process that. So again, the thoughts are, it may make more sense for us to launch this very generic. And when I say very generic, I put this is keyword rich, Web3, DAOs, NFTs in the metaverse in Colorado. So again, like Texas, Tennessee, Florida, you just replace Colorado with that here and imagine your state here instead of it being a Colorado state flag. But anyway, I'm going to go on mute.
So what do you guys think?
What was that, Tyler?
What do you guys think about that? I know you just went through a lot. What do you guys think?
Well, I think the meetups are great. But I mean, just as I was saying before, I'd really like to see one really take off, you know, before we just start expanding. But that's just my opinion.
So this is something that I did this because, again, I didn't know what I was doing. So on Meetup, there's actually functionality that you can hook a PayPal account to your Meetup and charge people to RSVP to Meetups. We didn't have a bank account yet and whatever. So I ended up making Bootcamp a free event on Meetup with a big honking sign on the front that said you have to buy a ticket. And so we keep having people RSVP to it. And a few people have followed up and bought tickets and some people haven't. So one of the things that I would like to get better at with some of this workflow is to start using Eventbrite and Meetup as tools, and just not promote the actual event, but just promote the intro webinars and then get people to buy the actual tickets with Unlock. So I think that's where we're going to see some traction in these groups. We also did things a little bit janky with Eventbrite and the promo codes and everything, because that's what we had available before we had a bank account. Now that we've got a bank account, we've got Unlock, we're getting ClickFunnels, we're getting all these other tools. I think we're going to have a much cleaner ability to track affiliates and where people come from and who's in what and whatever. So we'll know whether these meetups are working, how well they're working, if any of them aren't working, so we can tweak them and whatever. But I think that's where the meetups are going to be helpful, is once we know if they're actually turning into something that's profitable.
And the thought is to run each state, and I don't know what that's going to look like yet. We just barely started playing around with this CO win as far as doing a tokenization aspect there, and whether and part of the thoughts here, why having this conversation now is we don't need to make a decision on this necessarily today, because that's why I put the 7 to 14 days time frame, because what my expectation is here in the next 7 to 14 days, I really believe that we're going to be able to see quantifiable results through this Colorado meetup strategy as it is directly related to Blockchain Bootcamp for real estate. And that's one of the things, like with this affiliate program that we're building. And so that's kind of my thoughts. And I don't really want to spend too much time talking about this today, because it's going to be an ongoing topic of conversation. I definitely know that the meetup group, as far as providing a mechanism for getting people into participation, like on our one of the events that we're planning on, and this is the value proposition of Meetup too, is like we're utilizing the Meetup Pro, and like here on the screen you can see part of 3Win DAO, 2 groups, and this is utilizing the Meetup Pro framework. And here's the link. I'm going to throw this in our live stream here. Here is the link to 3Win DAO Meetup Pro network page. And I don't know if that's exactly what it's called. So 3Win DAO is on Meetup Pro with more than 94 members across 2 meetups worldwide. Meetup Pro is the professional tool for organizing and communicating a network of users, partners, contributors, and members. And again, we know that Meetup works because during our Saturday morning book club, we had somebody from India that came in through this meetup group that participated in our Saturday morning book club. And that's one of the recurring events here on events that we run. So that's, again, the value proposition of utilizing this Meetup Pro network is the ability for us to schedule one event and then it goes out to the network within there. And whether that's because we're launching a webinar marketing strategy for our Blockchain Bootcamp for real estate. And the thoughts are, again, is that it only takes 1 or 2 paid bootcamp tickets out of the meetup group for that one meetup group to be profitable. But again, we'll talk more about that. And that's one of the things that we're really wanting to create a blueprint and a framework here through Colorado and through efforts that Mrs. Yonks and I are building out through this affiliate marketing strategy, where somebody can apply that in their own state. And then the thoughts are, as we get momentum. I mean, Texas is a really big state. California is a really big state. Florida is a really big state. The opportunity, if it makes sense as Florida expands. I mean, Miami is almost its own country. Let's be real. I mean, with how many people are in Miami, Miami has more GDP and revenue than a lot of countries and more people than a lot of countries have. Yeah, and I saw Amy or the Zoom chat. As far as the price for Meetup, it's $30 a month, and Meetup wants 100 or 6 months upfront. So for us to launch a new Meetup group, and we would do that through 3Win DAO, and the opportunity here too. And this is one of the things that we want to get better at communicating within our events. We're really wanting to build a solid foundation here, whether it's somebody in Texas, Tennessee, or Florida. But that's 3 out of 50 states here. And the opportunity this isn't the affordable housing, equitable affordable housing. That's not a unique opportunity that exists here in the US. We want to create a framework where we can expand globally. Because Meetup is, looking at this map here, the US is just a small portion. There's real estate, the opportunities of providing equitable, affordable housing. It's a global opportunity. They'll look very different in the US, and it might look very different in Colorado than Miami, or very different in Austin than even Dallas, Texas. So the opportunity to fork these off, and that's, again, the benefits too. Sometimes it makes more sense to have a larger group, but we'll talk more about that. We're not meetup.com experts ourselves. So if somebody knows somebody that's a champion, like a real professional at leveraging meetup groups, let us know. We would love to have some conversations with them. And again, I linked that up. So we're going to circle this back here. My thoughts are, with just looking at the numbers right now, I'm thinking that it makes more sense to launch this very generic crypto forward meetup group and then launch, because I don't know, I haven't done a breakdown as far as seeing what the numbers, the members of this, but my expectations are that the members in this meetup group here, Retoken, the real estate DAO in Colorado, is very different, and I'm sure that there's some overlap. But again, that's one of the opportunities that we'll have, utilizing some tools that we're putting in place here in Q1, and now we're in really kicking off Q2 here in April. We're putting a lot of tools in place, but I think right now, and again, we don't have to make a decision, but really the opportunity or the thoughts are, and just again, me looking at the numbers and what I'm seeing here, I'm thinking that it makes more sense to launch a generic one for these 3 states that we're talking about expanding into. And I think that we'll see with what we're doing and what we've already put in place, I think that we'll be able to confidently make a decision here in the next week or two as far as on these two things. And this is one of the things, I'm going to actually take a screenshot here. Everybody knows I'm a huge screenshot junkie that's watched participated in any of our stuff. And the thoughts are to see how this number goes up here over the next week. So we'll put this as an agenda item next week to talk about as well, to see how many members that we go up. And that's one of the things that will be interesting because hopefully we'll be able to put some more numbers forward through this webinar marketing strategy that we're building out for Blockchain Bootcamp for real estate. But anyway, I'm going to move on to the next topic. We've been talking about that. And real quick, did you get your ticket minted, Dax? Your NFT?
Yes. The thing is, the transaction went through. I was able to, go through the transaction. The problem is on the MetaMask. I don't know. It says like, bear with me. Let me read it for you. Yeah, it says transaction decoding is not available for chain ID 137. That's a standard error message, right?
That I'm not sure about.
Okay.
And like, I'm just connecting my wallet on OpenSea
Gotcha.
right now. But
hey, Dax, Dax, this is Amy. I think you may need to have a little Matic in it because it would require some Matic.
Yeah, I do have it though. I did. I think
Okay.
it charged. I don't know. Like it's very minuscule amount. It's like I don't know 00, 14 or something like that. Matic. So I do have Matic.
Check OpenSea if you see it there.
That's a good.
no,
that's fine.
I don't. I just see the three owners, and I think that's me, Mrs. Youngs,
Oh,
and
okay.
Blurs.
Gotcha. So you went to the collection itself. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And I don't know if you need to. Is it still saying pending, or and maybe try again, Dax? I'm not sure.
I did try that. Yeah, it says failed. But I do see the transaction on the Polygon scan. Let me go back.
But that's the one that might be failed. And this is one of the
status is success though. From my wallet to this thing. Let me post that thing for you. You might interpret it in a different way, but just bear with me.
Yeah, and right now I was just working on getting back on track for our working group.
Please continue. We can take this offline too. I'll just dig into this thing. No problem. Yeah, please continue. Yeah, thank you.
So, because we've got a lot of agenda here, and this is one of the things too. Let me actually go here real quick. And this is something I'm thinking that we should probably get in the habit of, because like last week during our working group, we didn't get through all of the agenda, and I actually created a carryover section here. This is the one.
Hey, Jason, do we have on Guild XYZ or somewhere an easy way for me to just pull who's got 250 or more retoken so I can get them all?
No, but there's an easy way on Polygon Scan, and let me actually, because this is a good opportunity to just kind of. So here's our token on a Polygon Scan. I'll throw this link in here. So link to retoken.
Yeah, I know Polygon Scan. I just didn't know if that doesn't tag the names to the wallets. That's why I was looking for like a list of usernames.
That's where you get some creative VLOOKUP magic going. The ability to on our Google Sheet where we're tracking our
community.
Yeah,
right. Okay, yeah.
So this is right now, and this just validates what I said earlier on our live stream. Right now, we have 59 addresses holding retoken. And this is one of the things that we're working on getting better at. And DWork is one of those tools that we're working on getting better at as far as getting retoken into the hands as far as people that are contributing and participating. And right now, the two largest holders is our multi-sig safe and our hot wallet. This is, I just showed you the, so like we haven't even distributed 1% yet of the retoken supply. So anyway, thought that everybody would be interested in seeing that real quick. But getting back on track for our agenda here, this was rewinding back to our working group for last week where I created a carryover section. And this is something that I still haven't done yet. And then these are two tools that I don't even know if we're going to have time to make it a conversation about today. Request.finance, we probably should prioritize, because one of the challenges that I've had is putting forward a reimbursement request for fees that Mrs. Yonks and I have had to launch Retoken the Real Estate DAO. And we've been working on a draft in Notion for that. But I just wanted to show everybody this carryover section so that we can get better at making sure that all of the agenda is captured. But then if we don't have an opportunity to talk through some things, like these things here, we ran out of time during last week's working group. So, and again, like the DWork stuff, like this is something that we should actually talk about here today. That I don't even have on the agenda. So anyway, if we don't get to this, if somebody could do me the favor when we're at 30 minutes remaining, so in the next half an hour, if we haven't covered this, please help me remember to do that. So anyway, going back to our agenda for today's working group, our fourth working group, which is right here. So we went through, I checked the box over here. So we did the duplicate task review, upcoming events. So this is something that we've got on our reoccurring agenda. So Google Calendar is currently the best source of seeing where the events are from a workflow standpoint. This is something that we put in place. Go ahead, Tyler.
Did you get the welcome message changed to update the new Google Calendar?
Update message changed. Oh yeah, in Start, she's talking about the Start Here channel. Yeah, so this is the Start Here channel that Tyler's referring to. The Google Calendar link here, and I'll copy this in the live stream channel. So here is link, and again, we encourage everybody. I mean, we've got a great group of people that are regularly contributing, but the best way to really start contributing, and this is one of the things that we're working on, putting some more opportunities onto the calendar. Like one of the things I was talking to Tyler about wanting to do is create like a Web3 and DAO onboarding, like a weekly reoccurring. And this would be a great event because again, we're running this meetup.com group, creating the opportunity to, because like we really believe that participating in either this blockchain bootcamp for real estate, which is occupying most of our thoughts and focus right now, and then after that, after we deliver on 423, we're going to shift focus a little bit to Token Summit because you know, the opportunity, and this is one of the things that was talking a little bit about during before we went live, is we're absolutely going to be promoting Token Summit, which is a 3-day virtual event coming up on June 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. That's something that we're going to be promoting. We're going to have 3 boot camps between now and Token Summit on June 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. And we're absolutely going to be promoting that to the participants that attend that. So the opportunity to get the momentum, get this huge momentum train created here in 2022 through this webinar marketing strategy that we're building out. But anyway, here is the link. I can't even remember. Oh yeah, for our Google Calendar. So that being said, the thought that I was just thinking of there. So this is week 13, and I feel like that's not the correct week number. It is. So this is the final week of quarter 4 or quarter 1. April running the next 3 months. I like working on quarters and week numbers. The world normally works on days and months, but the opportunity, like especially from a roadmap standpoint on a quarterly basis, and creating a new roadmap, like let me actually show, I really have enjoyed our roadmap on Trello, but those of you have seen, we are migrating from Trello to Notion, and then also to dWork. So Trello is being phased out, and right now our roadmap for RETOKEN, the real estate DAO, still exists on Trello, and this is something that I'll probably create a bounty for. And here's our roadmap for RETOKEN, the real estate DAO. We're in quarter 2 now, and this is something else that we'll start having some focus on. We've had this launch an NFT-based fractionalized certificate program. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger here, because this is one of the things that I don't want us to forget about. I'm very excited to create a certificate program. For those that may or may not be fans of acronyms, once you climb the ladder of the certificate program that we're going to be building out here, you will be certified free fractionalized real estate expert. I'm excited about that. Who else is excited to be certified free? I see Blair's giving some, yeah. So anyway, just wanted to show the roadmap, and this is again an opportunity to create. The thing that I liked about this roadmap is it had a nice visual component to it, and this is again one of the things that we'll look forward to creating in Notion for Triple Win Foundation. Not just a RETOKEN roadmap, but really incorporate all of our projects together. So awesome. So Dax just gave some feedback there that picked up his NFT bootcamp. And again, thanks to everybody that's contributed. There's not a lot of us that have done the requirements or whatever to earn 250 RETOKEN. And this is actually one of the things that I was just going to take a look at. Here's the collection on OpenSea. And this is one of the things that we'll talk more about. It looks like it's not even updated yet here on OpenSea. So we'll come back and refresh that later on. But getting back to our agenda here. So DAO governance, don't really have a whole lot to talk about. This is something that we've got on a recurring agenda here. And you can see the to-dos. The governance for Triple Win Foundation, we do have some tokens representing Triple Win Foundation. 0 have been circulated. This is one of the things that will get some experience. Like one of the things that I'm going to put forward for us is a bounty to do the additional strategy. Because like right now, I just showed here oh, it looks like it might be coming in. It just didn't update. So the opportunity for us to update here, this is the smart contract. So the opportunity on governance, since we're talking about governance. Oh, this is one of the things that I did get in place here this week. And this was another bounty that created on dWork, is we now have our own very custom URL, vote.ret.team. So bookmark this. The great thing about this is that it's a captive page. The opportunity of this being like replicated or spoofed or something like that, even if you click on snapshot, it goes to the home page here. So like me connecting my wallet, this is snapshot is where we do all of the governance. Like we've got a couple opportunities to create some proposals, and that's one of the things that did create a bounty for. I should probably talk about that. Let me go to dWork here, because again, this goes back to creating a more collaborative writing dynamic. And I can't remember, I think it was on here. this is something that we did on our working group, collaborative writing, and we have a pretty large bounty for this. I'm going to share this link, and this is something that we would really like to see people, and let me copy this URL too. I'll just open this in my other incognito tab. Oops, that's the wrong URL.
Is that bounty for everyone that participate, or each one have 500 retoken?
No, so that's a great question, Amy. That's the bounty for all of the collaborators to figure out, and I don't know what that's going to look like. Hopefully it'll be me, somebody besides myself and Tyler, that will help us to create that. And here's the URL for that. The URL in Notion and bounty. And this is 500 retoken. This is like, I think from a retoken, this is like one of the largest bounties that we've created for especially just one written piece of content. But it's an important piece of written content because it's really wanting to this to be really two pieces of content. And this is one of the things that I've said and will continue to say. I look at our snapshot proposals as a piece of content. I mean, it's a piece of content that reflects on what we're creating, but then the opportunity for it to also have links in there or backlinks to like either a YouTube video or a blog post on ret.team or a blog post on Mirror. And that's the great thing about written content, the ability to slightly modify that, whether it's posted on ret.team or on mirror.xyz or on snapshot.org. And then, because like, so here's, I was getting off track, but here's the bounty link. And I didn't get the URL for Notion. But so we've got a deadline for next week. And would really, again, this is the biggest opportunity for us to get better at collaborative writing. I would say that we're not great at it because we've not done a whole lot of it. And the better that we get at doing this, and because one of the things that I found, like when we were going through writing our light paper in December, and I love the light paper that we created for Retoken, the real estate DAO, but there wasn't a whole lot of collaborative writing that we got done during our working group. So the opportunity for us to kind of like create some things and collaborate, that's kind of the goal of this. So to answer your question, Amy, this is 500 retoken for whomever collaborates collectively on this. And that's one of the things. We've got this open too. We don't have any gating in place on that right now for that. So the opportunity for somebody externally to contribute to that. Now that's, again, right now we do have a page in Notion. So that's something, you know, we would have to get figured out. And like, that's one of the things that we can do on a per page basis is allow external contributors to where I don't have to, or we don't have to add them to that. But anyway, I'm going to stop talking. If anybody else wants to ask any questions on that, this is something that we've got. The deadline is a week from today, and it's a pretty large bounty, 500 retoken. And I would much rather share that with somebody besides myself and Tyler between now and next Sunday. So do we have anything else, like looking at the agenda from a governance standpoint? The main thing that I just spoke about there was putting or implementing vote.ret.team custom domain for snapshot.org. And that's one of the things that as we do more, we've got a lot of snapshot spaces to support our DAO ecosystem. And I'm going to actually just digress momentarily and go to this page and make this a little bit smaller so that people can see a little bit better as far as the DAO ecosystem here. And this would be a good segue to the next topic, because we're getting ready to talk about affiliate marketing coming up here. But before I do that, I'm going to stop talking and let anybody chime in some thoughts on what I just was talking about. All right, well, let's keep the momentum going. So let me refresh this because I added some notes over here on the agenda real quick, which was implementing that. So let's minimize. So discuss AFM DAO and affiliate marketing strategies. So this was something that we spoke a little bit earlier about in the week, and on last week's working group was implementing AFM DAO. AFM DAO is affiliate marketing DAO, and some people might be, well, like, why do we need another DAO? Well, let me answer that real quick. We're expecting the affiliate marketing for Blockchain Bootcamp for real estate, first of all, to be a very profitable situation, a profitable revenue stream for our organization. And when I say our organization, and I'll actually bounce here to this Figma diagram that needs to be updated. This is from November, and we are currently in the process. We've got RETOKEN, this yellow bubble over here. We're moving that into the green bubble over here, the Triple Win Foundation ecosystem. So the thoughts, again, affiliate marketing. We're expecting this Blockchain Bootcamp for real estate to be a profitable bootcamp, first of all. ClickFunnels has a very generous affiliate program for ClickFunnels, and we're really wanting to build, again, a copy and paste situation here. Like my expectation is that this webinar strategy that we're building out, this is something that Mrs. Yonks and I are planning on benefiting financially with the affiliate program that we're creating here. With this, we are creating a 50% affiliate program. We're planning on having the NFT ticket. We provided some opportunities here during our working group. Both Blur's Day and DAX have minted their very own NFT here on RET.team. This is our new website, and I say new. I use that very loosely speaking. We've had it sitting on the shelf since December when we decided to acquire RET.team. Huge fan of Together Everyone Achieves More acronym. And so Blur's Day and DAX went through the process. Mrs. Yonks, we did that on a live stream earlier in the week, and I did that offline when I was testing out the functionality. So we went through the process of acquiring this NFT for 250 RETOKEN. Most people don't have 250 RETOKEN, so we're creating this to be a $97, slightly shy of $100 ticket price, using, and that's one of the things that very excited about this, even though that we've used Unlocked Protocol for various situations in the past, most recently being for DAO Day on February 22nd. Where we had a golden ticket for that, and several of us acquired the ticket for that. But this is the first time that we've actually had Stripe.com set up with credit card processing capabilities. And that's, again, one of the huge value propositions that Stripe or that Unlocked Protocol provides, is they make it very easy to do that. So anyway, we'll be talking more about that, and we might even, here time permitting, update the smart contract. But getting back to our agenda here, that was a little bit of a tangent again, going back real quick to this. So Token Summit, we've talked about Token Summit, our 3-day virtual event coming up on June 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. That's one of the other umbrella or the other circles. Token Summit DAO is a separate DAO. It's completely unrelated to RETOKEN, the real estate DAO. So like the opportunity for Token Summit and RETOKEN through Blockchain Bootcamp for real estate to utilize tools and services that are owned or managed by affiliate marketing DAO. And then again, the opportunity, like we believe, one of the things I've been having some conversations about is creating a crypto for Christ after we get a successful framework like this bootcamp framework. But the opportunity of doing like an NFT bootcamp. NFTs have been all the rage. 2021 really put NFTs. So the opportunity of creating, like, or even doing a Discord for community managers boot camp. So the opportunity for us to create different types of boot camps utilizing a similar framework where it's a paid ticket, similar type of affiliate marketing program. That's kind of the thoughts on why that we need to have a separate affiliate marketing DAO. But I'm going to, we talked about that. We put it in place here this week, wanted to give some opportunity to get some feedback. And real quick, we did mint 10 million social tokens, very similarly to what Retoken has, similar to Token Town, similar to 3Win Foundation, similar to For Christ Foundation. All of those projects have 10 million social tokens, and that's the same thing that did with affiliate marketing DAO. I have no idea what the tokenomics are going to look like on that. Again, that isn't something that we have to figure out today, just kind of putting that out there for some thoughts. But I'm going to stop talking right now. So, and I see, let's get back to agenda. This is our, I think that this is this one right here, affiliate marketing DAO strategy. So, the thoughts, does anybody have any feedback real quick on the affiliate marketing DAO, or why that we did that real quick before we go on to this next point?
Yeah, so I mean, you know how I feel about all the different DAOs and everything. However, I was chatting with Poopster about this, and he says that this is actually splitting off the marketing into a separate DAO is something other dApps are doing, other projects are doing. So I forgot which, he gave me a couple examples. So apparently this is something that's being actively tried by much larger platforms or projects. So yeah, I'm curious to see how it goes.
The big concern
on it is that the Token Summit and a lot of the other projects that we're doing, that we don't necessarily have everything running through Retoken. So if you're doing an affiliate for Token Summit DAO, it's a different project, that really shouldn't be running through Retoken because it has its own set of books, and it shouldn't be running through 3Win Foundation's nonprofit. That's why we're trying to say one source of, because at some point, probably here in the next couple months, we're going to have multiple projects going at the same time. And so we want to be able to cut one check to everybody for their affiliate and say, you sold this many tickets for boot camp and this many tickets for June Token Summit and whatever, we owe you $5,000, here it is. And not, we owe you all these different things and trying to keep everything separate. That's why we're doing it.
And the bigger reason too, Blurs, is I had already gone down the process. And I mean, Mrs. Yonks, and I'm gonna apologize to Mrs. Yonks right now, because she was going through some process of setting up active campaign under 3Win Foundation, which is a Wyoming nonprofit corporation. And I started thinking about this, and I was like, you know, here we've got a nonprofit corporation that we're going to be seeking 501c3 status for, and the thoughts of having a highly profitable segment of our business, marketing, and we're expecting, because not only does ClickFunnels have its own very generous affiliate program, but Active Campaign has a monthly reoccurring affiliate program as well. So the thoughts of having what we believe could be very profitable revenue streams, we would rather have a sub-DAO, a for-profit sub-DAO of 3Win Foundation. And that's the benefit of having a nonprofit corporation be the big umbrella. We can have for-profit subsidiaries within the nonprofit foundation, and we want to be very intentional about keeping separate books and separate accounting, because again, the opportunity for us to become affiliate marketing experts, and this is one of the things that we're already seeing at Bankless DAO, and Mrs. Yonks and I are increasingly getting engaged through the DAOlationships Guild at Bankless DAO, is Bankless DAO has a sub-DAO that's Bankless Consulting, and DAOlationships also has an AMA that they charge other DAOs or other communities. I think it's like 10 grand or 20 grand a fairly decent price tag for doing an AMA/consulting that they've developed over the last couple seasons at Bankless DAO, and the opportunity for us to become affiliate marketing experts here with what we're creating here with this bootcamp. That's my expectations. And to provide a little backstory on myself, like when I was very intentionally wanting to move away from IT, I was actually going through like a digital marketing course. And I mean, I still have some student debt from some EDU courses that I took on the line for affiliate marketing. This is back like 2013 or 2014. So this has been something that I've personally wanted to do for a longer period of time. And seeing with everything that's lined up here at RETOKEN and just the need and opportunity of providing education, but more importantly, like with this bootcamp, providing an economic incentive for people such as myself to affiliate market to where that we can have a revenue stream that is based upon our own merits through affiliate marketing. And again, that's kind of like this bullet point here that I'm talking through right now, is that we're really working on developing an affiliate marketing blueprint with this blockchain bootcamp for real estate that other people can replicate themselves. And again, that's just like, and this is one of the things that working on getting better at is creating some documentation within Notion. So this is here within this database. And that's one of the great things about Notion is it's basically provides database capabilities in line. Like here's the 3-win DAOs and projects. And I was just on the affiliate marketing, which is got that categorized as a sub-DAO within, and it is legally a sub-DAO. We literally launched a Wyoming DAO LLC, similar to other things, and that's one of the things have gotten increasingly good at with how many sub-DAOs that we're launching here within this ecosystem that we're building out. AFMDAO.eth already have the snapshot space set up here. Let me actually just go here real quick to this profile. And like earlier today, like I created a Twitter, haven't even sent out any tweets on that. But that's, again, if anybody, and side note, if anybody's interested in being more involved in marketing, whether it's social media marketing, whatever the kind of marketing, whatever your interest is, we can find a place for you, because we're building all the DAOs quite literally here to support what we're building out. And again, the main thing that we're doing, just to keep it super simple, we're working on equitable, affordable housing solutions. Now, the equitable piece, that's the tricky component in this, because all the real estate that we see today is largely increasingly not equitable for the tenants, the primary drivers of that. But that's a much longer conversation for another day. But like one of the fun things that have been doing here is just using some of the relation capabilities within Notion. So like here, affiliate marketing DAO is related to these tools: ActiveCampaign, ClickFunnels, Snapshot.org. Oh, and that was actually what I was just going to show here real quick. Was the Snapshot space for AFM DAO. So here it is, AFMDAO.eth. Again, set that up. This is something that I've got a video on. It's a increasingly easy process, and that's thanks to just Snapshot making it even easier. It's definitely easier now than when we launched RETOKEN, the real estate DAO. But getting back to our agenda here today, so tools and services. We've talked about the affiliate marketing strategy a little bit. That will become increasingly clear here. That's what we're really doing during season 1 of Blockchain Bootcamp for Real Estate, is really working on putting a webinar marketing strategy in place. And we're putting a lot of tools to do that. And here, tools to support affiliate marketing. We talked about ActiveCampaign, and we were looking at ActiveCampaign and MailChimp previously. And I provided an article here. There's several reasons why, and I'll provide this link. This is a good article as far as ActiveCampaign versus MailChimp. One of the reasons that we were looking at those two tools Hopin natively supports both of those, and those are the only two email marketing CRM tools that Hopin.com natively supports. Hopin.com is the event technology platform that we chose to utilize for DAO Day on February 22nd. And right now, it's the tool that we're choosing to use because it's a $100 a month tool, one of the reasons why. And that's something that as we get more audience, it's going to go up in price. And that's one of the opportunities that we still have is to create and or utilize a more Web3 native solution on that. So going back, ClickFunnels is the tool that we're currently utilizing for affiliate tracking. And again, if somebody has another tool that they would like us to look at, now's the time for us to look at doing this. ClickFunnels is a tool that we have had some prior experience with. I was personally at their ClickFunnels Live in 2019. And this is, again, there's really two things that we're looking at for ClickFunnels. It's for managing our affiliate tracking program. ClickFunnels has integration with a lot of tools like ActiveCampaign, Stripe.com. And then also the other thing is a landing page. And when we say a landing page, like a good way to think about that is like RET.team right now is basically a very non-salesy but functional landing page where right now, as it exists this moment, somebody can buy, and I use that loosely, buy, because they're using 250 retoken to acquire this NFT. So this is a landing page, like a Token Summit. This is something that we created, and this wasn't really a landing page. This was more of an informational page. This is the one that we had for DAO Day on 2/22/22. And this will need to be updated because this is, we need to get this updated for Token Summit 6/22 coming up on June 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. Again, low priority right now because we're focused on building Blockchain Bootcamp for real estate, which we're going to be delivering our first one on April 23rd. So ClickFunnels is a spendy tool, $300 a month spendy. And this is one of the things, I'm going to click here on this tools and services. This is our database in Notion. And like right now have this view grouped on the status of the tool. And there's a lot of tools that we're considering. We'll talk about Pinata coming up here momentarily. Zapier is one of the tools that we're talking about using. It's a tool that Tyler has used in the past, and the opportunity for potentially automating some of our social media posts or like automating some of the stuff that happens behind the back end. Because like one of the things that's going to need to occur is when somebody buys a ticket, and this is assuming that we get ClickFunnels all put in place, when somebody buys a ticket through ClickFunnels for $97, we're going to need to get them their NFT that represents that ticket. Because again, this is a unique value proposition with this NFT that we created. It's going to be very different from a lot of events. A lot of events, you pay for that and then you're done. This is going to be an event that we're going to run on a monthly basis. Blockchain Bootcamp for Real Estate is going to be a monthly event, and we're going to update that continually. And the opportunity for somebody to have this ticket once. And thank you for the reminder there, Blurs, as far as the 30 minutes. So, again, we'll be talking more about that. We're doing a webinar for our event. So the thoughts are here, and I don't even know, like, and this was, again, part of the consideration because had already signed up for a ClickFunnels trial account with Triple Win Foundation. And that's really what got the wheels spinning as far as with what we're wanting to do. It really needs, affiliate marketing DAO needs to be a separate DAO. So I think that we still need to create a ClickFunnels account for affiliate marketing DAO. I don't think I went through the process, and I'll take that offline. And again, if anybody is interested in learning more about the marketing stuff, reach out to Mrs. Yonks or myself via DMs. Our DMs are open. And then the other thing too, Zapier, I don't even know what the trial account for Zapier looks like. Do you remember, Tyler, what that looks like?
Yeah, there was, so there's a couple of functionalities on Zapier that could be helpful for us. One is you can, the whole point of it is to connect anything to anything. Have you guys all used Zapier? Are you familiar with it?
Yep.
You have Amy, Dax, are you familiar with that? We'll skip that part then.
No, not me. This is news to me.
Basically, the 30-second version is it connects app A to app B. So you can say, when I do something else. When I send a tweet, repost it to Facebook. When I post a blog article, tweet it, Facebook it, and put it on LinkedIn, whatever. You can connect all these things to each other. The big thing on Zapier is that first of all, it's only like 20 or 25 bucks a month. It's not very expensive. The big thing about the trial period is it limits your number of integrations and tasks. So I think you get you can do as much as you want for like a week or two or whatever the trial period is. And then after that, you have to pay for it. So the big thing is, if we want to start getting way more aggressive with social media, or when we're cross promoting certain events, then I think Zapier could be really helpful. The other thing is, we're going to need it as we start building out things like the blog that we don't have. When somebody publishes a new blog post, to tweet it out. I'm gonna go back off of the baby.
And like some use cases that we have right now, like one of the reasons that we were originally looking at MailChimp is meetup.com, and we've already talked about why that we're looking at meetup.com as far as a strategy for expansion. But MailChimp natively integrates with MailChimp. And I linked up one of the reasons that like ActiveCampaign over MailChimp. And I'm not going to go into details why, but I think that there's multiple reasons. I think it provides more functionality, but the opportunity to utilize data from meetup.com and then integrate that within ActiveCampaign, which we're really looking to do for our email marketing and our CRM. And really and this is one of the things that I think I have it categorized here, and it's not me that categorizes it for their tool, but customer experience automation. And I'm not going to go into details. You can do some research as far as customer experience automation, what the hell that even means. But so the opportunity to bridge our meetup.com data with ActiveCampaign, with ClickFunnels, and then with, and again, the question mark here, we're utilizing Unlock Protocol. So the goal is for all of this to happen automatically behind the scenes. Like when somebody registers for a webinar, they'll get an email saying, hey, you're registered for an upcoming webinar introducing Blockchain Bootcamp for real estate. And then when they attend the webinar, and then the opportunity of, again, just upping the professionalism from a customer communicating via email. And that's one of the primary easy ways that businesses communicate with their customers is with email. And Zapier is kind of the glue behind the scenes that bridges all of those tools. And that's one of the reasons here on the Zapier page in Notion, I called it workflow integration. And we're building some sales workflow here because the goal is, and one of the things that I've put forward as far as a target, when we have a webinar participant, and I don't know what the numbers will look like, but our goal that we've set is 1 out of 5 webinar participants we want to convert into a sold ticket, 20% conversion rate. And it'll be interesting to see if we can deliver on that. That's the goal that we've put forward. And that's one of the things that we will be communicating our numbers, because only when you're tracking numbers, you can't improve upon that which you don't track. And that's one of the things that we're working on putting in place here is tracking mechanisms. And Zapier, again, is one of the tools. So the thoughts right now, and we're running short on time, is go ahead and sign up for a trial account with Zapier. We're really wanting to, because right now, and going back to this tools and services page, so the opportunity right now is to move Zapier from a considering to a trial. And that's does anybody have any concerns or reservations on that? Or can we just agree to go ahead and do that? And I'll do that offline. We're running out of time today.
The only consideration I'd like to also look at Integromat, which actually is called Make Now. I use that for some Discord integration. It supports Active Campaign and ClickFunnels and all that too. There's a free tier which I use because I have literally one thing that just posts to a Discord, and we can play with that. I'm not trying to sell it or anything, but it is another option.
No, it's good. It's good. Did you post that somewhere, or do you have that, Jason?
No, and if you could blurs because one of the things that isn't represented here is unlock protocol, because that's really like getting that done from an integration standpoint, whether it's Zapier or Integromat. And, I don't know if either one of those tools are currently integration capability, but having that conversation with Julian at Unlock Protocol, that may make it a no-brainer, in my opinion, because obviously we're building all this stuff surrounding Unlock Protocol. So if you want to create, or I can create a bounty like 50, 100 retoken or something to drive that conversation with Unlock Protocol, that would be fabulous.
Yeah. I mean, if it supports webhooks or whatever, you can pretty much use any tool with it. But yeah, we'll dig into it. That'll be fun.
Okay, cool. And I see where you've got that right under here. What about make formerly Integromat? And because the other opportunity too is we would really like to track people's participation automatically in Zoom. And this is something that we've talked about in the past, because really the goal here too is to automate the whole event process, that we're hosting here. But again, that's another conversation. Already talked about Unlock Protocol here a little bit as far as the integration capabilities. So this was one of the things that was wanting to actually go through the process, was airdropping one of our people, and this is one of the reasons that we're looking, one of several reasons that we're looking at expanding into Texas. But I did meet Jeff here at ETH Denver, and he is based in Dallas, and he's already acquired an NFT ticket via Eventbrite for Blockchain Bootcamp. And one of the things that we've not done yet with Unlock Protocol is utilize the airdrop capability within the dashboard. And let me just go right now. Here's the dashboard for Unlock Protocol. And this is one of the things that I love, one of the reasons that I love Unlock Protocol. So this is the hot wallet for camp.ret.eth. And we're on the Polygon network because we do most of our building on Polygon. And when I say most, over 90% of it on Polygon. And the reason for that is because it's a lot lower cost to build on Polygon. And I'm going to actually refresh this, because this was from earlier when we'd only had 2 tickets minted. And during the working group here today, both Blur's Day and Dax have acquired their NFT ticket. So this number should now go up to 4, which it did. And the numbers are a little not very readable, because retoken is the limit, 7 characters for the token symbol. But you can see here that there's 250 retoken as the price, and this smart contract currently has 1,000 retoken. And I don't know if we're going to actually have time to do the payout on this here today, but awesome. I saw your comment there on Zoom. But one of the things that I was wanting to show real quick was my personal, and this is my profile here on unlockYonks.eth. I'm in a different browser profile. I haven't created any locks myself with my Yonks.eth, but here on the Unlock Protocol dashboard, if you click on the keychain, and this is again one of the reasons that I love Unlock Protocol. So here's an NFT, an Unlock Protocol that I have. I'm one of the founding 100 of Creator DAO. But here on Polygon, which is where we've done most of our building, I'm going to switch there, and you can see some of the NFTs that I hold, and this was for projects that we've done. And this is something, I'm not going to go into details here on the token town, why that there's two. We'll take that, that's another conversation. But the NFT here, Blockchain Bootcamp for Real Estate, and then the token DAO Day NFT ticket. And that's, again, the great thing about utilizing this is it provides a nice dashboard. Again, one of the benefits of using Unlock Protocol. But and I'll throw this link for everybody else in the live stream here too. Unlock Protocol dashboard. So I'm going to go ahead and close this and going back to, so what we're doing right now is going to do an airdrop. So over here, let's see, I think it's on the members tab. So it is, and this is something that only can be done by the by this hot wallet, which is currently the administrator for the lock. And that's, again, just how that the smart contract is updated. So one of the things that we're going to do here is we're going to airdrop a key. And I've got the recipient. Let me grab that here off of a text. So, and this is one of the things, we're not going to change this because this is 1 year from today. And key manager, so not going to change that either. So that's all the defaults here. And I'm going to go ahead and grant key. And again, this is the first time that doing this particular process, an airdrop of the key. So that is a technical capability. It's just not something that we have used in the past. And this is, again, for somebody that bought a ticket on Eventbrite. And that's one of the things that I've spoken to Mrs. Yonks about. Here during April, we're really working on getting our process, our sales workflow process for Blockchain Bootcamp for Real Estate dialed in and refined. Because this is season 1. We're going to be running this. We've already, through the tokenomics for Blockchain Bootcamp for Real Estate, outlined 40 seasons. And I think I got a screenshot already. What we were wanting to talk about at the 30-minute mark there was on our previous agenda, which was the coordinate and dework, if I remember correctly. So one of the value propositions of doing an airdrop is that the cost of the Matic is done by us. And that's one of the barriers of entry, is that a lot of people maybe don't know how to get Matic because that's somebody's. Anyway, I'm not going to go into detail, but that's one of the value propositions here. And that's one of the things that we're going to get better at, is getting feedback in 2022 from our community. And this Blockchain Bootcamp for Real Estate is the biggest opportunity for building out our community. So I do want to talk about Coordinate, because we are doing Coordinate for Blockchain Bootcamp for Real Estate. We're in season 1, and this is our second epic, and we've got a weekly epic, Coordinate, and this is, again, haven't even spent that much time on the, let's see, I need to switch. Coordinate likes everybody, or want everybody to be on mainnet. So I switched to mainnet, Ethereum mainnet for that. And here we've got our Coordinate Circle RETCamp. And we're in our second epic. And one of the things too, I'm going to just do a save epic settings, because one of the things, we've got the dework integration in place. And this is one of the things, like earlier on our working group, I completed this task and paid out via dework, that 75 retoken that we did at the start of our working group. So that's one of the things that I'm absolutely loving about the coordinate integration. The challenge here, though, is, and let's see, it needs another confirmation over here. I'm going to go ahead and confirm this. And I don't know if there was two transactions, and I'll take a look at the transaction. And I don't know if it was just, I'm going to do speed up real quick here. So it looks like that transaction went through, and here's the block explorer for doing. And sometimes too, like I see these, and this is like shiny ball, Sphere Finance, making governance tokens access to the public. I like checking those things out just to see there's somebody that's got some backing. So I'm going to take that offline and see if it's something that might be interesting in. But anyway, getting back here, I'm going to refresh this members page, and we should have 5 token holders. And this is, again, something that is only accessible by the hot wallet here. And that's one of the things I do love about that I'm just seeing is that Unlock Protocol via this dashboard does support ENS, and we have the capabilities of exporting this as a CSV. And again, the opportunity to have this via some like Make, Integromat, Zapier, so that we're really linking, because we're wanting like a single source of truth to be like ClickFunnels that's going to be facilitating the affiliate tracking program. That needs to be the single source of truth for anything related to affiliate data. And the reason that that's important, and like Active Campaign, we want that to be the single source of truth for our community. CRM, customer relation management, or community relation management is a good way, since we're running a community here. But anyway, going back, so that's one of the things that wanted to get done here on Unlock Protocol. So we now have 5 NFT holders for Blockchain Bootcamp. We have sold some more tickets via Eventbrite, and this is one of the things that we're working on, because again, we want it to be as easy as possible, because we don't want a customer to come in or a ticket holder to come in through Eventbrite or come in through ClickFunnels or come in through Unlock Protocol, because right now that's what exists today. And we really want to get the workflow dialed in where it's like, okay, well, if you want, and this is something that we may have to potentially be a work in progress, because like the opportunity that we created, like going back to the dashboard here, the opportunity that we created right now for Unlock Protocol is for people in our community to acquire a NFT for 250 retoken. Right now, Unlock Protocol doesn't have the technical capability. So I guess that this is a question that I'll defer to you all. Now that we've gone through the process, and I had the conversation with Amy, that's the only other person that's on the working group today that hasn't minted their NFT. Right now, do we want to go ahead and update this to utilize USDC from Retoken? And it's either now or it's going to be slightly later. Go ahead, Blurs.
I'd say let's give a little time. I think I'm not sure if Poopster did his yet, but he said he was going to. I don't know what his schedule is, but yeah, if we just say at X time we're going to do it, and then maybe announce in the Discord too.
Here's the only challenge, Blurs, is that we're really wanting, we've got the webinar here for 7 o'clock tonight, and it needs to be updated because we're wanting to, during this webinar, offer the opportunity for people to buy the ticket for 97 USDC.
Yeah, but this is like a couple minute task, right?
It is, but it just needs to be done sometime between now and that's like even like a 2 hours from now or something. But I don't know what your schedule looks like, so I don't want to impose. But I've got the up here on the screen at 7 Eastern, so it needs to be like between now and, because that's when we've got the webinar scheduled. Now the other thing, and I don't know if I think Tyler hopped off of here because I think this girl right here was getting too much.
She left you the kid and left. That's great.
He's like, okay, time to wrap up the working group. The working group is about over here, and Brooke is coming in to bring the close here. Huh, Brooke? Yeah. Are you gonna bring it home for us?
Okay, well, yeah, it's your schedule. So yeah, it was only a suggestion. I'm not married to that. Having it later or whatever.
And this is something that we'll need to figure out, because I would really like us, and this is a bigger picture thing here, is I would really like to create some type of like onboarding to retoken quest series that somebody could like earn their blockchain bootcamp for real estate ticket. And on a side note, like we did have a conversation with 101.xyz, one of the co-founders of 101.xyz earlier this week, which was an opportunity that Julie brought forward. And you can pop that URL in your browser, 101.xyz. It's a new upcoming platform. And with us, doing blockchain bootcamp for real estate 101, it was an obvious, but anyway, that we'll talk more about 101.xyz as far as how that may incorporate into our strategy. But yeah, we only have, if we're going to deliver this webinar this evening, and that's because we haven't finalized everything that we were wanting to do for having that ready. And again, we can switch it back and forth. It's just a process, and it's a manual process. So, but yeah, I would definitely like to give Poopster and Crush the opportunity of minting their NFT, because again, the main thing that we're wanting to do too is create some affiliate workflow, and being an existing NFT holder, we're wanting that to be one of the prerequisites for the affiliate program. And the opportunity for us to do, like, one of the awesome things that we've not even really started to play around with is doing some token gated content within like WordPress. So that like our affiliate program, in order for you to even see that content, you have to hold the NFT ticket, if that makes sense.
Yep.
So let's see what else we've got on the agenda here. So, well, and this is one of the things too. I've got this as the next bullet point here. Hold on one second. I'm going to step away and put Miss Brooke in her bouncy seat.
I want a bouncy seat.
And you say that, I would love to have a bouncy seat too. It's pretty fabulous. Like, have you ever been in one of those gyrospheres blurs that you like spin 360 or something like that?
No.
You should look it up. It's like one of the best opportunities to get like a full body workout in like 10 or 15 minutes. Anyway, another conversation for another day.
I'll stick with deadlifts. Thanks.
Well, yeah, in this gyrospheres thingy. But so looking at this this next opportunity, well, and I'm going to just skip this one. I'm going to take this one offline. But that the one where we're talking about, because we're looking at using, or planning on using a smart contract for Unlock Protocol as well. But Pinata is the other thing that I would like to make a decision on here today, as far as moving from on our tools and services list. We've got that in considering. I would like, as well as Zapier, to move that from the considering to trial list. And Pinata is I would say more in the best practices category. Like the most immediate need that we have is for video storage, like Dowday. We still need to fulfill putting those videos for the gold ticket holders, and then like the videos for Blockchain Bootcamp, and a permanent storage solution for our NFTs. And Pinata.cloud seems to be like a solid solution for providing enterprise grade capabilities for what we're needing. Did you look? I know that you linked that up earlier, Blurs. Did you look at that at all?
Sorry, I had the mute button buried under some windows. I looked at it very briefly. The concern I have is I want to make sure that I looked at like the security or whatever for it, and it's really confusing. Does it really have can we really set up like a paywall or whatever you want to call it for the content? And in the documentation, I am not convinced that's the case. However, we should just try it out and see what it actually offers.
Yeah, and that's kind of my thoughts. I'm such an experiential learner, and like I'm not somebody that's attached or tied to any particular tool either. I mean, like Trello is a good example. I've been a Trello fan, and then this tool, dwork, that does a better job of meeting our needs, even though I was and still use Trello on a regular basis. Shifting to dwork here was a no-brainer, and same way with tools. If we find a better one,
I am going to propose though that let's make sure the solution we pick is actually going to do 100% of what we need to do, even if that means being a Web 2 solution versus Web 3. I'm not convinced IPFS is going to work for us, even though today.
And speaking of Web 2 solutions, I'm glad that you brought that up, because I think that should be a consideration, because we're obviously leaning in right now in 2022, April of 2022, for using WordPress, because at the end of the day, and this is one of the things that had on the agenda that we're not going to get to today, we'll curb that, and I'll carry that over to our working group for Blockchain Bootcamp, and just putting that out there for our calendar on Tuesday, putting that for Tuesday at 7 Eastern, and I'll just put that out here. I'll get this updated better. Working group, and we'll do a 2-hour working group here for Tuesday on the 5th. So, and speaking of a Web 2 platform, Wistia has been one that's been on my radar for a while, and there may be some better Web 2 platforms for doing video storage, but that's one that I know is a market leader, and that's one that we can put in the evaluation category, because I don't want us to just be tied to Web3 tools and it's not as good of a tool. And again, a good example of that is using WordPress. Now, fast forward 6 months or a year from now, there's some Web3 tools that I would like to start considering for migrating, but that's another conversation for another day. But we are butting up to our 2-hour window here, and
let's just jump to let's just look at what's left on the agenda to see what we can move to the next meeting, because I did toss a couple things on there at the last second, and I just want to just get your eyeballs on them quickly.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm just taking a look here at the, I'm going to just bring this one open, and this is the Notion app, just to make sure that I've got the live one updated here. So did this, I'm going to carry that one over, and I'm going to, so what did you add?
Oh, yeah, it's for future discussion. You can click on that down arrow. Maybe you've already done this, but I was messing around today, and I noticed that it looks like it has a pretty nicely integrated calendar functionality that also integrates with dwork and everything. It might be a good alternative to Google if we want to just keep everything in one place. I'm just tossing it out there. I haven't done my homework on it or anything, or know if you have, but yeah, it might be something to look into.
I would agree on that. Anything that we can do, because again, and you can see how much of right now, the steps to fully coordinate the live stream, I would really like these steps to be greatly condensed. And the more that we can use Notion and the first step in this workflow is to create this page within Notion. So would absolutely love to work on that. The more that people can help with getting some of this automation, each thing that we can automate, that's one less step that we have to do manually, but then also having more visibility, like within our CRM, knowing like how many Zooms that somebody has participated in over the last quarter is some valuable information for us as far as like, hey, this person has been actively contributing and we can see blah, 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 blah. But love that idea. And let's be thoughtful about seeing how that we can incorporate and automate more of the things now that we're getting enterprise grade tools in place and deployed here to support what we're building. And I'll work, and this is one of the things that I'll also work on, like doing some post cleanup, because like I've got to move some things over because we obviously didn't get everything done here. I'll probably break this out into a separate live stream, just going through this process, because guild.xyz is one of the tools that already has unlocked protocol integration, and it greatly eases the Discord role management. And that's one of the things is we're looking to integrate Discord. We haven't had much conversations about that here today. That's going to be an ongoing conversation, and I've been working a little bit on that. But anyway, I'll work on getting this cleaned up because. But was there anything else here that we didn't get talked about that we need to today, besides the stuff that we obviously didn't get time for, which is a long list of stuff?
I think we can wrap it up.
All right, cool. And the final thought here is, again, and it looks like that Tyler pulled that off of. Oh wait, that's next week. I'll figure out with Tyler if we're going to have this webinar tonight. If we're not, then that will give people more opportunity that are current retoken holders, because again, the goal is to utilize that for onboarding people using the stripe.com integration within the unlocked protocol there. And since retoken has no value, we can't do that right now. So again, that's the thoughts on that. But love our working group here on Sunday. One final thought, and this is something would just want to leave that with you all, is our meetup strategy. And I don't know here still, like this working group, whether we want to have something like this working group on the regularly recurring event here. But I'm kind of thinking that we should. But again, I'll just plant that for a consideration, because again, what we're doing here with this meetup strategy is an ongoing work in progress, and would love some more thoughts and contributions from you all as we're looking to scale this to multiple states with multiple meetup groups. But anyway, I'm gonna stop the share, bring it back over here as we're working on winding down our 4th working group for Triple Win Foundation, as we're working on bringing all this together in a larger DAO ecosystem for us here. But I'm gonna give everybody. I'm going to do a countdown to 10, and this will be the last chance for somebody to chime in. Otherwise, we will wrap her up with that. Happy Sunday, everybody.
Yep.